Hey everyone, welcome into our stream. Hope
Hey,
everybody's having a good night.
what's everyone up to here? I'm just trying to get the word out about the stream here. And we'll get started here in a couple minutes. Pretty darn excited for what we're going to go over here. We tried to organize it and make it look what did I do?
Let's see, we got Gold Beast, Life of Banks. I saw Kev was commenting. How you guys all doing? Hope everybody's having a good evening. CRW Wrestling's here. Oh yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to give everybody about 5 minutes or so before we start going through everything to let people join. But definitely, Mayor Aaron put together a very, very fancy slideshow for everybody that we're going to go through with all the pictures and all that wonderful stuff and give our thoughts. A lot of big releases.
Yeah, I'm pretty freaking excited. And obviously there's a lot of women's figures. We're doing all the figures. You know, we're going over everything because obviously the treasurer got into collecting here. And, you know, there are actually, fun fact, a couple men's figures that I pre-ordered, and I never pre-order men's figures. So there's a couple that I needed. And I'm actually going to play not a game, kind of. We're going to see if the treasurer can guess as we go through them if it was one of the guys or not.
Yeah, I'll have to make like a note and keep track as we go through. At the end, I'll guess which ones you pre-ordered.
Well, I'm going to spill the beans, so you might as well, as we're going over it, like, if you think it's one, as we're talking about, if you think it's one, tell me.
Okay, you want me to guess after each one? Like, say, is this the one that... Okay, I got you.
Yeah, but if you don't think it is, just don't say anything, and then I'll say, hey, by the way. I mean, it's not, there's nothing on the line or anything.
Fair enough.
On the line.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, baby. I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
Give everybody a couple more minutes. It's been a long time since we talked to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well.
What's everybody been up to like since the last
time we did this?
Do we have like a Surge gathering here?
Yeah, is this the Surge alumni?
The Surge peeps. I need to open it up on my phone so that okay, just trying to do this.
Mayor, you're like an old person with technology right now.
I need my bifocals, like. But yeah, everyone check out. We got the Lumberjillville t-shirt on.
That's right. Yeah, if anybody wants to order those t-shirts, that's on Pro Wrestling Tees. Mayor Aaron designed these logos and put them all up there. So go ahead and support the channel by getting a couple of those. And
heck yeah, man. And I think, let's see here. All right, now I can see it. Now I can see the questions. Okay, what's up, WFE? How's it going, y'all? Oh gosh, I got to turn on the volume on my phone now.
Amateur hour over here.
It's been a while.
All right. Well, how much longer do you think?
I'm ready to get started when you are.
All right. So here is the presentation that Mayor Aaron decided to make. So what we'll do is we're going to go through each one of these slides with some of the pictures. We're going to give our thoughts and get your guys' thoughts on this, because some of them are pretty cool. Some of them are questionable at best.
And we are going to start off with the big crowdfunding project as a train goes in the background. Are you kidding me? All right, so I'm going to lay out the details because I know the treasurer might not be familiar with it, but I'm pretty familiar with it. So right now on that website, creationsmattel.com, for $250, It actually, to be honest with you, comes out to be about 300 with tax and shipping.
Sure.
This is what you get. Now it needs to reach 5,000 backers. So 5,000 people need to pay that money to make this happen. You can go to the next. Next. I need one of those little clickers.
Yeah, yeah.
Like here's an up close of the ring. And
so
after
let me
I go
ask
over,
you: because I kind of talked about this when I was flying solo on our podcast last week. Are those metal? Like is the outside of this thing metal? Is it like legit? Because I know that's
honest,
wood slats.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's plastic to look like wood or what.
For $250, I hope it's metal.
I know.
Because
I can't tell.
The turnbuckles are, I don't know if you could see them in this picture. The turnbuckles are definitely cloth.
Yeah.
And they look like they have little brass accents. So,
and they had like an up close, image of the turnbuckle. So yeah, I don't know. I can't tell. But either way, it's an authentic scale ring, and you get the Ultimate Edition Diesel. Now, this is a hand-painted copy, so I think it'll look better once it's actually printed.
Do you have any thoughts as to why they would have picked Diesel out of all of them?
It kind of represents that new generation era that the entrance is that they're using. Okay. Now, in my opinion, I know a lot of people think it's cool, and I think it's cool too, but I think they made a huge, huge mistake with this. And I'll kind of explain whenever we get to the last slide, because my personal opinion is I don't think they'll get to the 5,000 backers, unfortunately. I think it's tough. Like if you go to the next image here, we get an ultimate. Now this is cool. This is an Ultimate Edition Doink that if they get 7,000 backers, you'll get this. Okay, you'll get this in inclusion with everything.
Yeah, now that honestly, this is the first I've seen the Doink. That's pretty cool. I would rather have seen the Doink with the ring and Big Daddy Diesel as an extra. You know what I mean? Flip flop it, because the Doink is cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. The Doink is kind of the standout one, really.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go to the next.
There's all of it together.
All right, so this is I actually mistake. There has to be 8,000 backers, and not only do you get Doink, Diesel, the ring, the entranceway, but you also get the ring skirts. So that entranceway has been talked about for a long time, especially those that do fig photography like professionally. Like I know a lot of them on Instagram that are gonna love to have something like this. However, right now, and we're talking like this just went up, I want to say yesterday, right? It just went up a day or two ago. And it has to get to 5,000 backers. It's only at like 700 something backers right now. And I don't know what to expect. I'm kind of new with the crowdfunding type things, but my thought is they won't get there. And it's just because that price point. Like I get it has to be that price point. But in my opinion, did people really want, I don't think as many people as you think want an authentic scale ring. If it was just that light up entranceway for $150 or even $150 for an ultimate in the light up entranceway, I think they would have already surpassed their goal. But to make it, close to $300 shipping, like, no, I don't know. In my opinion, not many people want an authentic scale ring. That's just a big burden.
Does that entranceway, does it actually light up, or is that
it does. It has like patterns and stuff. So this is like a legit thing. I mean, all these are legit, but in my opinion, like, the price is tough because like I just ordered women's wrestling figures and I had the biggest pre-order day of my life yesterday. And I know a lot of wrestling figure collectors collect Masters of the Universe, collect G.I. Joes, collect other things that also had releases yesterday, plus all the men's figures and everything. So it's a really steep price right now. You know what I mean? If this was released during COVID or something, like, hey, when everyone's getting their Biden bucks or whatever, if it was during COVID and it was a standalone product, maybe people would be more willing to put close to $300 down to get this. But I don't think it'll get there. I think there's no chance. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, this is something that doesn't appeal to me, but I see that it's cool. I see that it's awesome. And I know many collectors and fake photographers out there that would really appreciate this. So I hope it happens, but I don't think it will, man.
You know what, dude? I got to be honest. When I was looking at this originally, I'm like, who would spend $250? But now that you're telling me that entranceway lights up and the ring looks like it's made out of metal with wood and it has true wires and all that, I'd be tempted. I really would. But I guess my question is, if they don't hit their minimum back, or does everybody get their money back? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I'm pretty new to the crowdfunding type thing, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But yeah, so you do get a lot. And don't get me wrong, I think this is freaking excellent. I think this is awesome. But this is like the first time Mattel put their foot in the door in the crowdfunding thing. And that's something that Star Wars did, like with Jabba's palace and the ship from the Mandalorian, whatever that's called. I forget, that blew up. They did a crowdfunding source for that. But in my opinion, and I'm not a marketing expert by any means, but I feel like they should have gone a little small to start. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Make just a light up entrance with Doink for $100.
Yeah.
Or agreed. For 150. And I think people would have surpassed it, because they're saying right now, hey, we have to get this done if you want to do something in the future. And it's like, they kind of came in hot at a bad time. And for $300, I don't think they're even going to come close to the goal, but I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But
hopefully
anyway,
it gets made. I'd like to see it like a review or a YouTube video on it. I hope it gets made, but yeah.
And the thing is, and another thing is, like, if it gets made, it's not going to be released until a year from now. So like next summer, and that's understandable, but I'm just saying, like, it's hard to put that kind of money down for something that you won't see for a year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope it gets made, but I just have bad feelings. All right. So let's talk about Elite Series Adam Cole baby. Okay. Now this is a little confusing to me, and I'm going to give my piece. And first off, I'm going to say Adam Cole is awesome. I'm a big fan of Adam Cole as a wrestler, as a performer. He's great. He's one of my top 15 favorite wrestlers. However, we have had quite a few Elite Michael Coles. Oh my God. We have had quite a few Elite Adam Coles. And my question is, do we need more? There's so many characters out there that need updated figures, Dana Brooke, that need, figure form releases, especially in Elite. And we get more Adam Coles. And that's a new face scan. It's going to be a new face scan. Looks like a new hair sculpt. But, I mean, how boring can you get? And I don't mean that in a mean way, but there's some wrestlers that should only be given a few Elites per year. Because, I mean, look at these figures. Did these pop out to you?
No, and they made him a chase, right? So this would be the chase in the series.
I'm guessing, yeah. And I don't know what series this is going to be in. And like I said, I'm Adam Cole. If I come across it in the store, I might be tempted. I mean, no, I have an Adam Cole, so I really wouldn't be. But either way, like, I don't know. I like Adam Cole. I think he has one of the best Elites. Like, all his Elites look amazing. But why? We don't need more. We don't need more Adam Coles. You know what I mean? Like,
we don't need more Michael Coles either.
Yeah, like, I get he had a heel turn and stuff, and he's an awesome wrestler. But oh man, it's kind of like, I love Kevin Owens, but please let's take a break on Elite Kevin Owens. We don't need any more for a while. Kind of boring. So
Agreed.
All right, so I think, and I'm going to get your opinions on this, but I'm just going to say first off that I believe this will be in the WrestleMania Elite series. So last year's series that had like Chyna and the Build-A-Figure Paul Ellering, I think this will be in this year's WrestleMania Elite series. I didn't put that on the slide because I just realized that. So what do you think about this figure?
So you and I both had strong feelings about AJ Styles because when I first started collecting, he was everywhere. Now I haven't seen him, and I kind of miss him now.
Yes.
Honestly, this is such a different figure. I probably would get this one if I saw it on the pegs. It's good. I like it. I love the jeans. The red gloves. That's pretty cool. Looks like a pretty good face scan. I mean, I know this is a digital rendering, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's real cool. And like we said, yeah, when you first got into collecting about a year ago, AJ everywhere. And we kind of missed the guy after seeing all the boring Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre figures on the pegs. We kind of missed the color and vibrancy that we get with AJ Styles. So I think this is cool. I really think it's cool. So
absolutely. Oh.
All right. So we have Tommaso Ciampa. Now, he's an NXT wrestler. You might not be too familiar with him because he hasn't been up on the main roster. I mean, a little bit, but not much. But him right here. This guy's one of my favorite wrestlers. I mean, his character work, his in-ring work, like his feud with Johnny Gargano goes down as like the best Oh God, cat ran across the computer. Jesus. One of the best feuds and most entertaining things I've ever seen in wrestling. So this is like the Blackheart Tommaso Ciampa, and it's a ringside exclusive. What do you think about this figure?
So I'll be completely honest, I have no idea who this person is. That's why I was waiting on you to say something, but you were taking a drink at that time. But I have no idea who this person is because I don't really watch NXT. However, just looking at it from a toyetic standpoint, you know, the mask with the headdress, the head thing, that is awesome. The big beard, you know, he's a very toyetic wrestler apparently. You know, it's a cool figure. I like it.
And yeah, it's one of those things. And Tommaso Ciampa, like, I want an elite of him. I've wanted an elite of Ciampa for a while. And the last elite that came out, I want to say it was in the 70s. It's so expensive on eBay and hard to get. So do you think I'm going to get this?
Actually, yes. I think you're going to pre-order this one.
I pre-ordered too.
Nice.
I pre-ordered too, and I don't do that. I don't pre-order men's figures, but this is a ringside exclusive. And I just think it's an awesome figure, and I wanted one to open and one to keep MOC because I'm that big of a fan of Ciampa. So
nice.
And we're going to start off here with basics and go into the elites, which are going to be more exciting. So this is Isaiah Swerve Scott, another NXT product. He's actually in Hit Row, which is the faction that the girl that graduated from high school is in. So,
great.
This is his debut figure. I don't know which one's the chase. Maybe the red. I don't know. But either way, it looks pretty cool. I feel like the legs look extremely short. Like if you go back from the computer and you look at it, the legs look like stumpy kind of.
Sure.
I don't know. I mean, he's not very tall or anything, but it looks it looks like a cool basic, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. I mean, the green and the red, I really haven't seen him in life again. NXT, I don't necessarily watch, but it looks like a cool figure nonetheless.
Yeah, it looks like one of the best basics I've seen in a while.
Looks like it's going to have a lot of good tattoo detail there, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right, Treasurer. So we're gonna talk about this.
Okay.
This right here is Ember Moon. So when I first heard, I know.
No, that's not Ember Moon.
It's supposed to be. When I first heard, yes. So here's the deal. I think Ember Moon's Elite is one of the most overrated elites. I think it's got cool accessories, but the overall likeness in the face is way off. I think this is putrid. I think this goes with basic 111 Nikki Cross, because here's the thing with Ember Moon. I've said this before. If you have a female wrestler, like let's say Chelsea Green, who wears tight form-fitting attire, you can put her in basic form and just paint on the attire. No cost-cutting measures are going to ruin it. But when you have someone like a Nikki Cross in her basic, or an Ember Moon that has a lot of layers and texture to her attire, you cannot release it in basic form. It's going to look horrible. And I mean, okay, props to the lower half with the extra accessories, molding, tooling that went into that. That looks cool. But to paint the upper body like that, that looks so dumb. So dumb, in my opinion.
Yeah. So the only thing I can say is, dude, we got to hope that this is just a computer rendering, which we know it is, obviously.
It is.
We gotta hope it's somebody that just took one credit and this is what we're gonna show, and they're gonna go back and figure it. Because honestly, man, I had no idea who this was, and I've seen Ember Moon. Like, I know who Ember Moon is.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of Ember Moon, and she's one of those superstars that has been around for quite a few years and only has one figure, and I think it's an overrated figure. I think she deserved to have many more. And this is like, when I heard she was in a basic line, I was like, oh God, no. Oh no.
So Alex Wristband here says her waist is bigger than her top. Do you notice that?
Oh, yeah. So
it looks like the top doesn't line up.
Yeah, the waist down, like the thigh mold, huh? But it looks like to me the body mold that they used for the Tony Storm, and I'm guessing the lower body is too. Looks like
Possibly,
it, but
you're right. Yeah,
it's just 3D renderings.
It just looks like they took a smaller top and put it on a bigger body. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't look right. Hopefully,
I'm terrified that they're going to do this with Shotzi Blackheart, because you know how much I love Shotzi Blackheart, and again, she's a superstar, and this kind of simulates her tag team with Shotzi. Shotzi has so much intricacies to her attire and her look. And dude, to release her in a basic version is just not doing it justice, not doing her justice. So
Agreed.
I expected the basic to look like this, to be honest. And I think this is exactly what it's going to look like when it comes out. This, and I love Ember Moon. Let me just throw that out there. She's a top 10 favorite wrestler of mine. She's amazing, but she deserved an elite. I mean, first and foremost, she deserved an elite. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, moving on.
Domino's Pizza, what's up? Mandy Rose Basic. What do you think about this?
I like it. I mean, it kind of signifies, is this kind of like her Mean Girls look that she's kind of been sporting a little while?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, is that all painted on, or do you think that's molded?
It's all painted on. So that body right there is the one they used on this Bailey SummerSlam basic. It's the exact same body, as you can see.
Gotcha. Yep.
And it works for someone like Mandy because her attire is tight. So it looks good. You know what I mean? Like, it can work. And this is an instance where I think it looks great. And it's important to note she's going to be the chase. So I don't know if this is the regular or the chase version, but either way, I'll be forced to get 2 of the regular and 2 of the chases because my daughter is going to love this figure. It's going to probably be her new favorite, just from the looks of it. So I think it looks like a serviceable basic.
Nice. Yeah, I like it.
So yeah, I like it a lot.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to basic 127.
Keith Lee
in a singlet. And it's funny because I didn't even realize this till I was listening to a podcast that this is like his first singlet figure, I think.
Well, what's ironic about it is he just recently made a return, and this is exactly what he wore.
Yeah.
So,
is it? I didn't even realize that. That's funny.
It looks like it. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, it definitely looks like exactly what he wore with his match against, was it Bobby Lashley?
Mm-hmm. The squash.
Somebody can look that up and prove me if I'm wrong, but
still. No, you're right. It was a squash match on Monday against Bobby.
Well, I meant like what he was wearing here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I am going to say there's a couple comments about Mandy Rose. Yeah, I mean, I realized that basic body is a little small because Mandy's a very muscular woman, but I think it works for her fine. You know what I mean? I think it's okay. We'll see how it is in hand. But yeah, so this Keith Lee basic, I mean, it looks like a great basic, but unfortunately with his lack of TV time and lack of a push basically on the main roster, I think this might be a peg warmer.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's sad the Keith Lee that you were looking for, the chase, it's still sitting at my local Target right in front of a regular version of Keith Lee. So they're the older ones are now becoming peg warmers, in my opinion.
And I'm going to tell you that, I mean, that elite is a great elite. Like that chase, I really sought it out. So yeah, I don't get many men's figures. So
yep. All right.
So here we have, Santos Escobar.
Don't you mean Darby Allin B plus
Rey Mysterio's lower half? Because that's Rey Mysterio's WCW like tribute. So this was very confusing going over images, y'all, because you see all of that faction there. Okay, we see the whole faction, and they have multiple attires, chases, accessories. So there's about 20 images that I cut down. So this is the Santos Escobar, Santos Escobar from Basic 127. And this looks like a pretty sick basic in all actuality. And I like that his lower half is like his tribute Rey Mysterio attire. But, you know, obviously we got that face paint, looks like Darby or Thunder Rosa. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool looking figure. I like the color choice, the purple and the black. It's cool. Absolutely.
All right, so next we have Joaquin Wilde. Now we have the whole, like, I don't want to butcher it, that's why I didn't say it before. Legado del Fantasma, which is like the faction. And there were a million images of these guys because, hear me out. The image on the way right is Joaquin Wilde, regular version, I believe. Okay. Mm-hmm. And on the way left is Joaquin Wilde, chase version. And the one in the middle just shows that I guess he comes with a removable mask on both versions. So they were literally 4 images of him. And I was like, what?
I don't really know who this person is, but because he has a mask, I might end up getting him.
Well, to be honest with you, I would 100% get this because I actually was a huge fan of him in Impact years ago when he was DJZ. I thought he was in an awesome tag team with Adam Everett. No one knew who he was, but I was a big fan. So it's good to see him on the NXT roster and being a pretty awesome faction. So yeah, I'll pick this one up.
Okay, absolutely.
And next we have Raul Mendoza.
Yep.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yep, he comes with a suit. And looks like he also comes with a luchador mask as well.
I mean, these will all look great together. You know, I'm just gonna throw that out there. They'll all look great. Woof, 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 woof.
These are 100% computer images. There's no way they'll look this hideous once they come out.
I was gonna ask you. So this is Showdown Series 7. This is probably going up for pre-order soon, and I hope it doesn't go up for pre-order soon because I don't want to pre-order this. I don't, but I'm gonna have to.
That Rhea Ripley is not good, and Charlotte looks like a 70-year-old woman.
Yeah. So here's the deal. That Rhea Ripley body is obviously the same one they used for her basic, and she got the Kermit the Frog legs. Like, god dang, Rhea is a strong woman. We just had a China basic with thick legs. Put those on Rhea. It's better than that. Look at that. Like, I'm worried about her health in this image.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, these are all computer renderings that we're going over today. So when the final product comes out, you know, obviously I'll be getting it. You know, unfortunately, I'm going to have to pre-order this. You know what I mean? This and that Ember Moon, I'm like, oh. But in all actuality, we'll see how it is in person, man. But
that Rhea Ripley, hopefully when it comes out, they do something a little different. That's all painted, right? There's nothing molded other than the boots.
No, and that's kind of the theme with current women's basics. There's like no molding on it. Like we saw some in the lower half of Ember Moon, but for the most part, that's why I said I prefer to get like the women that wear the tighter attires in the basic line because the simplicity of the attire can be matched up.
Yeah,
you know. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see how this looks in person. I'm extremely nervous. Now, obviously, Charlotte, it looks like it's that same scan we got on her most recent basic and also her ultimate, but it looks like a new hair sculpt. I think that's why it looks so weird. Maybe it'll look better once it's together, but they're obviously taking that scan and like cropping a new hairstyle on there. So I think that's why it looks like she's Aunt May. She looks like Aunt May from Spider-Man.
She does.
That's really what it is, Aunt May.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean,
okay, can I go off the slide now?
Yes. All right, so next we have Showdown Series 8. I'll let you take the ball with this one, buddy.
Yeah, so you got Oldberg wearing his nice trunks instead of his singlet or whatever, not singlet, chundies that he would used to wear. It's cool. Very great.
Look at his face, though.
He's very.
Look at his face.
Yes,
look at his face. That looks horrible.
Yes, it does look horrible. I mean, I would assume they're going to go back to the WrestleMania Elite Oldberg and use that same face. Why would they reinvent the wheel? That's probably just something. The Drew McIntyre, though, you know, it looks like every other Drew McIntyre we've ever seen.
Yeah.
The face scan's good. I don't know if maybe they did a different face scan on this because it looks a little different in the face, but it looks just like the basic I see at the store and the basics that I have here. I mean, it's the same figure. So.
I know. And you know, once a year, there's a superstar that gets pushed to the top of the roster, the merchandising and everything. And, you know, AJ Styles, believe it or not, was the merchandising push for a while with t-shirts with figures. And we complained and we got punished because there's nothing against Drew. I think he's a great superstar. He really is. But I mean, just boring attires like his elite that we'll get to. And we are, as this goes on, we're getting through more exciting things. So we're getting all the basic stuff out of the way, y'all. But I promise it's about to get real exciting once we get to the elites. But yeah, I think we're having a Drew overload.
Drew's not our overlord. So let's.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but brother, we have so many Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyres hanging out on the pegs out here. Like, anyway.
Yeah.
Bret Hart and the Undertaker.
This is the first, because I went through this slideshow when you first sent it to me, right? I didn't really pay attention to what I was looking at, but this was the first time I saw that Bret Hart. Dude, that face scan. What?
Listen, so there's been a big controversy with Mattel and Bret Hart. I believe there was a SummerSlam basic that I should have got in the past, but there was a SummerSlam basic that had a pretty good scan. But you saw, remember the Ultimate that had hair in his face and all 3 heads?
Mm-hmm.
And then that 2-pack with Goldberg that had hair in his face? They put the hair back and, oh man, like obviously this is a computer rendering, but dude, they had actual photos, actual effing photos that we'll get to in the slideshow of the Survivor Series Bret Hart that has the scan. And oh my God, why can't they get Bret Hart's scan?
I am gonna try and find. I can't think of the guy's name, and I'm sure nobody in this chat or listening to this ever has seen the movie Tin Cup with Kevin Costner. I have to show you I got to show you the guy who was in it. I can't think of his name, but that face scan looks exactly like him. You go ahead and keep talking while I find this.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, honestly, the attire looks cool, but man, with Bret Hart being such a legend, like, I don't know why they can't seem to nail it. You know what I mean? I mean, they've been able to nail a lot of scans, a lot of faces, but in my opinion, we'll see the scan in actual form, in actuality, in the Survivor Series Elite. But yeah. A huge pass for me.
So he looks like Don Johnson, who was also in the HBO series,
yes,
Watchmen. And I got a picture here for anybody on the stream that wants to watch it. I don't know if it's going to show up. Probably not. Dang it, can't get it. All right, well, look up Don Johnson.
Miami Vice. Just look up Miami Vice.
Miami Vice, yeah. Show. That face scan looks exactly like him.
Dude, you are spot on. You are spot on.
Thank you.
Anyway, let's move on.
All right.
We're going to get to the elites eventually, guys and girls.
Yeah, the taker, I like the taker though.
All right. All I'm going to say is this effing rules. I mean, I like this. This will go great with that new Bianca. I like it.
I agree, but we already have this, right? Just in red and white.
We have the elite versions in red and white. We have basic versions in their really weird attire that they only wore once. And then we have the Championship Showdown 2-pack that just came out of them. So we have plenty of Street Profits figures, but I like the SmackDown blue because eventually they're going to release Bianca in her SmackDown blue attire, and that's going to look great together. So for a Showdown Championship 2-pack, this works great.
I like the blue and white. I really do. And you know, they're cool figures. So I feel like we already have them, but I digress. We'll keep moving.
Now we're into the elites, baby.
Oh,
here we go. So Elite Series 88 is what we're starting with here. And I'll let you start with Captain Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, this Ray is awesome. So I got to be honest, I don't know if it's modeled after it, but because I know, excuse me, I know it was more of like a Spider-Man look in WCW versus NWO, or I'm sorry, WCW versus the World or whatever that was on the N64 game.
Mm-hmm. World Tour.
But it reminds me a lot of his attire in that for some reason. I don't know why, but that is awesome. I'll get it.
You know what's kind of cool is I believe this is like his initial Masters of the WWE Universe figure. I believe this is that attire.
Yeah.
But obviously he has that eye patch on. It's when Seth Rollins took his eyeball. I don't see a removable eyeball that comes with it, but Rey Mysterio is always toyetic. He's always going to sell. Great looking figure. Great looking figure.
Yep, absolutely. Brittle.
I'll let you go with this, bro. Brittle. When he gets old, they're going to call him Matt Brittle. That looks like a soft goods hat.
It does. It really does. So awesome. I'm 100%. He comes with his flip off sandals, his soft goods shirt looks like a soft goods hat. The only thing I will mention is, and it could be the rendering, his legs look a little big. Don't they? Don't his thighs look a little bit bigger than what they should?
You know what? I'm okay. I'd rather have him because he does have muscular legs, but I'd rather have that kind of crazy definition than Rhea Ripley Kermit legs.
Fair enough. What's your thoughts on this?
This is big for the Treasurer and I, especially the Treasurer, because we both came across this when it was released, probably like a year ago, and we passed on it multiple times. And we love Riddle. We think he's awesome. And sadly, Treasurer, I don't know if you looked, but his Elite's going for a lot on eBay.
Of course it is.
Yeah. So, and I don't say that because we'd resell it. I sell it because we can't get it now. You know what I mean? Like it's gone in the past. So this is your chance. All
right. Now he's named Brittle. That's all I'm going to call him from now on.
Matt Brittle. Okay. So the Trish. Let's talk about the Trish, because out of all the women's releases, these two, the regular and the chase, are probably the most disappointing for me. So it's a new scan, it looks like, that they're going to use, and the scan looks off. And I think what it is the eyes are a little too far apart. I know that's really nitpicky, but they've done pretty good with Trisha's scan in the past, but this does not look good. And this is a 3D rendering. I'm not going to judge. However, if she doesn't come with a trench coat, count me out. I mean, obviously I already pre-ordered it with overnight shipping, but like
So
they put so much, so don't count me out. Yeah. But don't expect a good review, because as you can see here, we have that dimple belly button, Victoria's Secret body paint right over that belly button. They're going back to that instead of the smooth over look. That drives me nuts. The rest of it works okay. It's nice we get the pink cowboy hat, but she better have a freaking trench coat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we'll see how it looks in person. I'm very nervous about this, but I'm more negative about the next one.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
So this is exactly the same figure we got in basic form. The same figure that I actually just covered in my Showdown 2-pack, China and Trish. I covered that basic. It's the same freaking figure. Now, obviously, this is an elite version with a new scan, but why? Trish has had so many looks. She's had so many iconic moments, and they're going back to this same look that we already got in basic form. And on top of that, the biggest thing wrong with that basic was the painted over belly button. And look, they did it again. So the only thing is I'm confused, because I believe at this time, and I could be wrong, but I believe at this time in her career, like, she should have a maple leaf on her behind, and that's part of the attire. But I don't believe she wore like a trench coat or jacket. So I feel like this is going to be a mishmash figure, and that's disappointing, because an icon, a legend like Trish Stratus, you want to get her in iconic attires and iconic moments. And to get a Trish that we've already had in basic form, just in elite form, seems kind of lazy to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I mean, you kind of hit all the points, so.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I love Trish. Like I said, don't get me wrong. Just has to do with the figure, but what a disappointing chase.
Yeah.
And honestly, the only thing one more thing I'm going to say about that is, if they want to be accurate, you know, the basic is in red. It should be like a sparkly red. So if they make that a sparkly red, I can look past them redoing it, because that's a big deco hit that they didn't do on the basic. So if they do it just plain red again, there's no excuse. Mm-hmm. So here we have Kushida. And I know a lot of people are finally excited for this, because this elite, we've seen images and renders of this for a long time. Yeah, he's an NXT superstar. I haven't seen him a whole lot, but he's very talented. I know that. And this looks like a cool figure. You know, I won't be picking it up. I know a lot of people that are excited for it, and I'm excited he's getting his first figure. So good for him. Looks great.
So you did not pre-order this one?
I did not pre-order this one, but you guessed I did, huh?
No, I
Dude,
said
you're gonna know the other man figure I pre-ordered. Know. You're totally gonna know right away. All right, so we got MVP here, throwback MVP elite, very cool. Mm-hmm. He did have a couple elites. I know he had at least one elite in the past, like early in the line. So it's cool to get that. But with him being so prevalent on TV now more than ever, it would have been nice to have him in a suit with a cane. You know what I mean? Like, you think that wouldn't be too hard to make. So it's cool that we get him in like his old school wrestling attire, but I think it would have been a lot better to have him in like his Hurt Business look. But this is going to be a hot figure to buy if I had to guess.
Yeah, I really like all the tattoo detail on his left arm. I like the fact that he's getting the gold changes. Oh my goodness, the gold chains. You know, it's cool. It's very cool.
Okay, cats. Yes, the gold changes. Okay. So now we have the Zodiac. So I believe, and I just guessed on here, I believe this is going to be a Target exclusive. And if you remember, the Dungeon of Doom was the faction in WCW that was trying to take out Hogan. We didn't watch WCW at this time. This was like when we watched WWF. This was like mid-90s ish. Mm-hmm. And they released a Elite of the Shark, which was kind of cool. And this faction was just all over the place. Okay, so this is basically Brutus the Barber Beefcake is what I'm trying to tell you.
Gotcha.
But the character is the Zodiac. Now, my only complaint, and obviously, you know, this is more up your alley, but I think they dropped the ball here. And if they're going to release, you know, the character that plays Brutus the Barber Beefcake, we just got an NWO Hogan. Where's the disciple? Where's the effing
Agreed.
disciple, dude?
Agreed.
And I know a couple people said that, but like to me, I don't know. I mean, good. Anyone that's excited about this, I got no, like, I'm happy for y'all, but I could not be less interested in a figure more than this. I have no interest in this thing. You know what I mean? So it's cool for a lot of those collectors that grew up watching the Dungeon and Doom. So I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I have no idea who this is. Obviously, like if you wouldn't have told me it was Beefcake, I would have never known that because it was obviously before our time.
Yeah, and it was a short-term gimmick, and it was short-lived and very niche.
But this is kind of like the type of figure I like, the really, really weird ones, the really obscure. Like obscure. Not obscure isn't. Yeah, obscure is probably a good word, but just the niche ones, right? Like the Rob Gronkowski. I love that one. You know, so this one, if I find it, you know, definitely I'll be getting it. Hopefully it's not like the other Brutus the Barber Beefcake figure where it's nowhere to be found. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Sore subject. I won't talk about it.
So now we're moving on to Elite 89. So obviously, if you listen to the podcast, if you follow Lumberjillville at all, you know that the Treasure and I aren't the biggest fans of Nia Jax in ring. But we're putting all that to the side because I'll be honest, this figure looks like it might be the first ever 11 out of 10 given in Lumberjillville. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm. Well,
like this, come on, look at this thing.
It looks great. I mean, but don't you just think it's basically a repaint of the Elite that you have? Minus maybe the hair. The hair looks a little different.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a new makeup application on the face, maybe a new scan, definitely new hair.
Mm-hmm.
But what I really enjoy, and the thing is, even if it looks like a little different. It actually does look different than the Elites that I have before because those have like shoulder pads and stuff.
Okay, that was the difference.
But I am gonna say, like, I'll be honest, this looks like the best woman's figure of all time.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean,
I'm just gonna say that, like, her Elites have already been great, but this looks effing amazing. I mean, this looks literally like up there with Io Shirai and Kairi Sane as far as like quality goes. Yeah, this looks amazing.
Absolutely. I agree.
And this is the regular version, okay?
And that comes with a tag title, right?
A women's tag championship. I couldn't tell if it said women's or women's, but let's hope it says women's, okay?
At this point, I would assume it will.
Yes. So here's the chase. Now, this is the weird thing about the chase. So obviously on Ringside Collectibles, you can get the chase. I got on right away to pre-order, and the chase was already on pre-order too. So I don't understand. I think they mess up sometimes because there's no way people were clamoring to get this chase and it sold out within the first minute. So I don't know if it's going to take longer to produce or what, but this, just like the other one, I mean, I'll wait till I have them in hand, but like, just looking at this is making me realize that I definitely need to order either a chase or a regular and have it sent in a Ringside protector case and keep it MOC because this is a keeper, man. You know, I get my favorite women's figures. I keep MOC. I got the SummerSlam Mela Elite, the Elite 79 Io Shirai, Sasha Banks from 83. And this is one of those that I need one of them, at least one of them MOC, because this is a amazing figure. I can't say enough about.
Yeah, so somewhere in the chat, Cherry said her arms are textured, which I guess I didn't realize it, but her arms are actually textured right there on the shoulder down. Wow. Looks like little ribs and stuff. So that's a good eye, and that's great.
Yeah, good eye, Cherry. Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped.
Oh,
all right. What's your opinion, Maggot?
I love it. The beret looks like it's probably just a rubber instead of a soft goods thing, but I mean, Sergeant Slaughter. How can you go wrong with Sergeant Slaughter? The khaki pants, the fatigue shirt with the singlet over it. Beautiful. Isn't this the one that sold out basically, or I'm sorry, pre-order?
No. So I didn't put those images in this because it's a sore subject for a lot of collectors. So I decided I'm not going to cover it. But basically that Ultimate Edition Sergeant Slaughter Comic-Con exclusive.
It's the Ultimate Edition. Okay. Was
sold out in 3 minutes. And I don't think it's going to be up anymore. It's going to be basically an eBay exclusive from here on out. So I took all those pictures out of this. But what I like about this, Tresh, this is an Elite. And I believe, obviously, it's not the chase, but I don't think this is the collector's edition of the line. So this should be pretty, nice. Relatively available at a good price for you because you need this.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you
Okay.
think about Sir Drew?
I'm on board. I I I love this. This is great. You know, the kilt, the sword. Like, is this the first elite that his sword was included?
Yeah. Yep.
It looks like they did a new face scan with him in that half smirk. Oh, beautiful. Mwah. Mwah.
Wow,
Sorry.
the treasurer liking the Drew figure. Okay,
Yeah.
treasure, I respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks cool. I mean, everyone's as soon as he came out with the sword, everyone wanted this elite. So I'm really glad we're getting it.
Yep.
I'm gonna pass
I
on
gotta.
it, but
Mwah. Mwah. Sorry.
yes, give some more kisses because this is cool. I mean, he deserves this elite, and this is gonna be great for all the collectors out there. So cool.
Oh, I almost just want to stare at this for the rest of the night.
No, because there's one
Mwah.
coming up that I'm gonna be staring at the rest of the night.
Mwah. Okay.
Damian effin Priest.
You pre-ordered this one.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I did because I've said this. Anyone that watches Lumberjillville, that used to watch Surge and everything, this was the guy that I said is like my favorite men's wrestler. Him and Kevin Owens, but Damian Priest is my favorite. I mean, he's awesome. I freaking love Damian Priest. The basic of Damian Priest, in my opinion, was horrible. It was horrible. Horrible. I can't say enough bad about that basic. So this looks like a new scan. This looks like a new scan. And I hope it is because this thing looks amazing. I actually pre-ordered this with Nia Jax, and I'll be getting it overnight shipping with Nia. So that's how bad I wanted this figure. Yeah. And this is one of those that once Elite 89 is in stores, I'm going to be hunting it down to get an MOC version because I love Damian Priest. And out of all these figures today, the two men's figures I pre-ordered, Tommaso Ciampa. And yeah, this is like, this figure right here is effing beautiful, man.
Yeah. I don't have anything to say that you didn't already say about this, but it is no Drew McIntyre with a sword. So that's all I'm going to say.
Listen, you get Drew with your sword. I'm getting Damian Priest with his Bad Bunny, and we're going to fight.
Awesome.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. What do you think about this one, brother?
I like it. It's Bobby Lashley. It's a monster. So I like it.
Yeah.
You know?
Our first elite Hurt Business, Bobby Lashley.
Title.
We got that basic that looked pretty cool, but this elite looks cool, man.
Whew, looks like we're lagging a little bit.
Uh-oh. We good?
I can hear you fine. I think maybe the stream itself froze. There we go. All right. Okay. Yeah. So Bobby Lashley, let's go back to that. Sorry.
No.
He looks like a monster. I mean, and that's what you want out of a Bobby Lashley, right? So comes with the Raw title, and it's great.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It looks great, and obviously, I mean, WWE Championship actually.
I call it the Raw Championship because he's on Raw. Give me a.
You know what? Actually, yeah, you win that one.
You want to fight about it?
You win that one. But yeah, this is cool. I mean, I think a lot of people will be getting it. Uh-oh. The treasurer has left the building. So now it's just me. Let's see what we do here. I think I got technical difficulties here. One I'm coming back, y'all. Bear with me, y'all. I'm getting it, trying to get it going here. All right, everybody. So we had a technical difficulty. The treasurer's dinosaur computer broke, I think. He's trying to get back in right now, so let's hope we can get this figured out. But let's do some Q&A while we're waiting here. So, Epic Wrestling Action Figure Show, you're one of my favorite YouTubers. Well, thank you. That's not much. Sorry, I thought it was a question. But thank you very much. All right. Glam Freddy asks what my favorite video game is. Ooh. Favorite of all time would probably be Harvest Moon. I mean, it's just a low-key, relaxing, calm game. It's a lot of fun. What other questions you got? So we will get back to our reveals. All right, so Alex Wristband Channels asks, how did you get to the name Lumberjillville on YouTube? So basically, I wanted to make a women's wrestling channel. I wanted it to kind of display the strength of these women. And I thought, in the past with lumberjack matches, whenever it was all women, it would be lumberjill matches. And I thought, you know what? That's cool, because back in the day when the women didn't get a lot of respect or a lot of TV time, when they were recognized as lumberjills, it was kind of made them seem strong, right? It's a strong word. And I wanted to make a community, a women's wrestling community that focuses on the figures and women's wrestling, that respects them. And Lumberjillville had a ring to it. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me. I mean, once I said it, I knew I had to do it. Jaron Swaggy found Elite 84, Zelina Vega. That's awesome. And honestly, I have not seen it in stores at all. My Target is like, I don't know. My Target had a huge sale on all the figures, and now there's nothing there. So I don't know what's going on at my Target. But yeah, the treasurer had to restart his computer, so hopefully we can get him here. Domino's Pizza, actually, what we are on, we are in Elite 89. We were at the end of Elite 89. So that's what we're working on right now, getting back into it. All right, so here we go. Aaron, what are your thoughts about your Taya?
Hey, everyone.
Hey!
Oh, I am currently working on getting the slideshow back up, so give me a second. This computer, whenever I have to turn it off, it takes a very long time to reboot up. It's an old iMac, so I apologize, everybody.
You know what? I think I'm going to leave and come right back in. You know what I mean? That way I can share my screen if you get kicked again.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll wait on you.
Okay. I'll be back.
Yeah, again, sorry, everybody. Thank you for most of you sticking with us on the technical difficulties here. Just waiting for the slideshow to load back up, and then we'll be able to get started once again with Bobby Lashley. Yeah. All right. So let me go ahead. Oh, got to add Mary Aaron back to the screen. There's Mary Aaron. All right. So I got think close here.
World of IWR says treasurer. Hey, everyone. Aaron. Hey! Yeah, hey. Awesome. This happens sometimes, y'all. So we apologize, but I'll put in the notes of this video the dead time. You know what I mean? So you can pick back up and jump ahead. So let's go.
Okay, so real quick, I would like to point out it was Bobby Lashley that destroyed my computer. So I will not be purchasing
get out of here.
this.
Yeah.
This.
Let's get past Bobby.
Bobby's gone. He gone.
Dominic Mysterio. This looks awesome. The treasurer's laughing. Why are you laughing at Dominic?
All right. So again, I know it's a computer image, but it literally looks like the computer imaged like him up in like an all blue suit, and somebody went with paint and just drew all that other stuff onto it. It looks like
I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it now. I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it.
Hopefully that it's just because it's that image and it'll actually look like it belongs there, but it looks like somebody just drew on it.
I cannot unsee it. Now that you mention it, yeah. Like it looks like a base figure, like a 3D rendering underneath, and they just made the shapes in paint and paste them on top.
Yep.
Wow.
Everybody, you're welcome.
But it looks cool. It looks cool. I mean, who would have thought though, like a wrestler that we watched as kids, a wrestling figure that we had as kids, we'd be getting his kid released in elite form someday. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Way to make me feel old.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is the Goon. People are looking forward to this. It's going to come with a hockey jersey, but I take it back with what I said earlier. I could not be least excited about any one figure other than this, and it's a Walmart exclusive, so I'll never sniff it. You know what I mean? Like I'll never see it. So,
okay.
I mean, this is cool for all the new generation guys. That it's not cool. He was a jobber. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants this.
Agreed.
I mean, okay.
Moving on.
Randy Orton. I don't know what's that accessory there, dude?
Looks like a pair of sunglasses of some sort, maybe with.
What the heck are those?
Again, it looks like it was two images, one of a different pair of sunglasses and one of a smaller pair, and they put them on top of each other.
I don't know what the heck that is, dude. Like you're watching, because I think it is because I believe this is his WrestleMania look in the all white, and I don't know what the frick that is.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
But it's a Randy Orton. I mean, I like Randy Orton. He's cool, but not much to say.
Oh, yeah. Keep moving.
And by the way, we're on Elite 90, so here we go. Bronson Reed in his first figure with his Bam Bam Bigelow inspired attire, dude. Awesome. This is, what do you think about this, chunky boy?
I do love it. That's great. I love the Bam Bam Bigelow inspired. I was going to say, that looks like Bam Bam Bigelow. I guess I didn't realize.
I mean, Bronson Reed's one of those guys that he can go, man. He's such a good wrestler, and he is big, but he's great, man. He's a big guy that can go, and he deserves all the accolades he's been getting. Mm-hmm. And I think he's got a real bright future, but I'm really excited for this figure. I think this looks cool, and I'd be interested to pick it up. Not pre-order worthy like Damian Priest and Ciampa, but I mean, for me, in general, it is. But either way, I think it looks awesome.
I like the extra set of hands that just go like this.
And yeah, those are the mammogram hands. Someone asked.
Yeah.
James Tambro asked who this is. This is Bronson Reed, NXT former North American champion. So great figure. Looks great.
Yep. Agreed. I hit the arrow. Please tell me my computer's not about to die again.
Oh, we're good, right? We got Jey Uso.
Oh, there we go. All right, we're good. We're back. Computer caught up.
We got Jey Uso. It looks like a cool Uso elite.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't got much else to say.
Corner?
Is it like a Hawaiian lei?
I don't know. It looks like a veil, like he's about to get married.
This would go good with that elite Miss Elizabeth.
Yes.
If you're looking for a bridesmaid for Miss Elizabeth and her Elite Series 19, this is it right here. This is it.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. Here we go.
Yes, and more yes. It's my Hasbro boss man in Mattel form. I love it.
And honestly, this is going to be the Chase That series. So we'll see if this is the Chase or what the Chase is going to look like. But it's pretty cool, man. I mean, handcuffs, a nightstick, a hat, like, looks pretty cool.
I know what handcuffs are. What are handcuffs?
Handcuffs. And it's really good if you want to arrest someone like this.
True.
Oh, God, I just punched my shelf. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
hopefully
looks cool.
Nothing falls. Let's keep moving.
Next, we have Reckoning, aka Mia Yim. Now, obviously, this is in that short-lived stable. What were they called? Retribution. That was it.
Yes.
Remember Retribution? Remember them back in the day when you started watching?
5 minutes they were around,
yeah, for their 5 minutes of fame, because it was like before you started watching again or really following it when they were getting to be huge, and then right when you started watching, they kind of disbanded and kind of became a joke. I hate to say, but either way, Mia Yim is one of my favorite wrestlers. She really is. Ever since her days in NXT, I've been blown away by her talent, and it kind of sucks we're not getting Mia Yim Elite, but I think this is awesome. I mean, I'm definitely getting two of this, surprisingly. Even though it displays the Reckoning character, and I bet you that mask isn't removable, I think it looks cool, and it's a unique women's figure. I mean, you put that on the shelf, it's going to cause conversations. You know what I mean? It's definitely a unique women's wrestling figure, and I need at least two of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I started to get laggy again there for a second, so I'm trying to take things off the screen to make my computer not sweat so much. All right, let's keep going.
All right, next we have Ali. Now, he has had elites before that I never saw in stores. When I got into collecting about a year and a half ago, close to 2 years now, it was the Elite series that he was in. I believe Sonya Deville was in that series. It was like Elite 6-9 maybe. It was one of the best Elite series ever. And his figures were like impossible to find. This one looks great. Ali's awesome. He's got a Retribution shirt. I just noticed.
Yeah.
It looks cool. I mean, it definitely looks cool.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, it's the soft goods. I mean, it's nothing I think I'm going to end up buying. I'm not a huge fan of Ali, but you know, it's
I
cool.
didn't think I was until I realized how good this would go with that Mia Yim.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I like Ali. I never was able to find his other Elite, so yeah, I would be interested to get this one.
Awesome.
Chief J Strongbow, Target exclusive. I mean, this is an old school classic wrestler.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about it. I don't think I've ever seen him in real life.
I haven't either. This is way back in the day. I mean, way back in the day.
The headdress is kind of cool.
Yeah, it looks like a cool figure for old school wrestling fans, older collectors. So I'm happy for the older collectors on this one.
Absolutely.
Elite 91, we have Hulk Hogan.
That's an Elite?
That's an Elite that gets all that stuff.
Wow, that's like a Superstar Billy Graham level Elite right there.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
That's a
They're
good
basically
point.
the same person.
And they fixed the boas. Instead of having one boa that's just red and yellow blotches, they made it more accurate to where it's one of each, it looks like. So that's a cool correction. The weight belt. Now, this is Hogan in his early 2000s return with the tie-dye. I think this is pretty cool, and I actually watched it WWE during this time, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's cool.
And then we got RVD.
Yeah, I like it. It's only got the one set of hands, at least for right now, unless they add something else into it. But the chair, RVD, it's RVD. I love it.
Yeah, and I think they made that figure back in the Ruthless Aggression days, and he is the chase of the series. So that's cool to get an RVD back in the Elite line. I know people are going to be snatching that up.
Yeah, definitely.
Bro.
Yes.
Look at the it's hard for me to say ours. Royal Rumble Elite Bianca Belair. Look at
that's sweet. That's sweet.
Now, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. You're the women's wrestling expert.
I'm going to say this. We get a SmackDown Women's Championship every day, everyone. A SmackDown Women's, the elusive, the rare SmackDown Women's Championship. We're going to see it twice tonight, and this is the first time we actually get a SmackDown Women's Championship. Thank God. For some reason, Mattel has not released that a lot. But this Bianca is good. It looks like the same exact body as her last Elite, minus the feet. The feet, she had Ultimate Edition feet in her last Elite. It rhymed. Which bothered me because the Ultimate Edition feet have like the toe joint, and the toe joint sucks. It's horrible. So hopefully it doesn't have that toe joint. But obviously we get the inclusion of earrings. Now, they said on the stream that she's getting a new scan. This looks like the same scan. So I don't know what they mean by that. Unless it is going to be a new scan when it comes out. But I do wish that it was a little more jacked because Bianca's very strong, very powerful, very ripped, and her elite figure doesn't display that. So that's my only complaint, that it's a little smaller than it should be. But either way, it looks beautiful. It looks amazing, and it's off the Royal Rumble win, so can't beat that figure.
100%. I love it.
It's amazing.
I'll definitely get this one. So
you better.
Yeah, I will say the only thing I love the attention to detail with those earrings, but I can just see those earrings getting lost the second I open that package.
Boy, oh boy, you know it. Those things are toast. So yeah, I'm going to get a couple of those. Now we have the Royal Rumble Elites. So if you remember last year's Royal Rumble Elites, it had Titus O'Neil, Stone Cold, Ultimate Warrior, and someone else. But they were kind of hard to get. But these, once again, are going to be Target exclusives. And the first one is Earthquake in his Canadian gear.
Yep. That's Earthquake in his Canadian gear.
Yeah, not much to say there. I mean, like I said, it's cool for some of the older ones that remember this gimmick and everything. So that's neat.
Yeah.
Yokozuna, baby.
Yeah, I love it.
I would be actually really tempted. I've wanted a Yokozuna Elite because I do have a small little shelf of early 90s wrestlers from like 93 when I watched WWF, and he would fit on that perfectly. So I'm really intrigued. Now, just so y'all know, coming up is like my most excited favorite figure of all time. So not next, but you'll see.
So is there already a Yokozuna Elite or figure out there with the red and black?
I believe there's 2 Elites. And I think one is in the red and black. Gotcha. I could be wrong, but you know what's weird? Yokozuna, I only remember him with red tights underneath and black on top, right? And the Hasbro never had it that way. And Mattel, I don't know if Mattel's ever done it that way. If they did it once, but it's weird, right? That's like the only way I remember Yokozuna is red with black on top.
Okay.
Big E. It's a Big E. I mean, everyone loves Big E. This looks like a cool figure. He's always got knockout elites. I need a Big E in my men's collection, and I don't have one yet. And this might be the one down the road that I try to get.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it.
Got the Xavier Woods armband and attire. Looks cool.
Yep.
Oh my God.
We're going to just skip by this one, right?
Stop it. This right here, I'm going to be losing sleep over this because this is an effing Target exclusive, and I saw one Royal Rumble figure the last set. So I'm going to have the treasurer going to Target about every day trying to get one for me when this hits the pegs, or get a couple, because I want 3 of these. I mean, this looks amazing. Now, obviously, the scan looks great, but I could see it being the same scan as her basic, which isn't the best. It looks like a new scan, but we'll see when it comes out. But just from these 3D renderings, like, dude, I mean, obviously it represents the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble when she came out. It's got that little hand symbol. That's the first time that's ever used in a women's figure. So we get that, and that's always cool to see. New set of hands. But this is my favorite figure of the reveals by far. I mean, there's been so many amazing ones, but me being such a big fan of Dakota Kai and absolutely loving Dakota, this is a must-have ×3 for me. I mean, I hope that it goes up on Ringside Collectibles like the other Royal Rumble Elites did, but right now it's a Target exclusive, so I'm terrified, but I freaking love this.
Yeah. Yeah, I really do like it. I'm not going to add anything other than what you've already said, so yeah, definitely.
Beautiful.
Getting the Drew McIntyre kiss out. I love it.
Yes. Now we have the Survivor Series Bayley. So, yeah, this Bayley looks amazing. It looks awesome. It is a new scan. It's important to note. She's not smiling. And yeah, I'm interested to see how it looks in real life. I don't know if it's the best scan, but that blue attire is awesome. The jacket's awesome. The headpiece. And once again, the SmackDown Women's title. Yeah. Now, my only complaint, and you can't tell from these pictures, but I really wanted them to incorporate the designs that she would shave in the back of her head. Somehow, it'd be really hard to do, but I think that would be such a good addition. And this might be their chance to do it since they switched up the head. And it looks like the hair might be a little different. So maybe it goes up in the back a little bit and they'll have like a pattern in the back of the head. But I already pre-ordered 2 of these, and I'll definitely be getting more if I come across them in stores. This Bayley's awesome. And I think the next slide might have more images of her.
Yeah.
Yes, I had to do 2 slides. So this is her with the jacket on, which is a brand new soft goods jacket we've never seen. And that headpiece is a never seen item we've gotten before. So I think it's great. Cool. Obviously, everyone that knows me knows how much I adore and absolutely love Bailey, and this figure looks freaking amazing. And that SmackDown Women's title, like, count me in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
Amazing. All right, here's
Don Johnson again.
Here's Don Johnson. Now, this is the actual figure, dude. So, yeah, this is like that 3D rendering realized, and I think it's a big yeah. I don't know why they can't,
better, but no.
And they've never been able to get the sunglasses right. Matt Cardona's been on he said that many a times, and he's not wrong, dude, because those are like cataract surgery, 90-year-old just left the eye doctor glasses, dude. Those are not Bret Hart glasses.
Well, I was gonna say, my question is, why aren't they purple?
Well, the thing is, here's the thing. He's had a bunch of different colors and different eras, but either way, they just can't seem to match it up right. Like, it's cool that we get this Survivor Series gear that has like the orangish yellow, I guess, piping. I remember me and you looked at the 3D renderings. Like, it's cool we get that attire, but dude, what is going on? They take that hair out of the face, and then the face looks like that. Put the hair back in, cover that thing up. It doesn't even look like them. Yep. I don't know. It's rough. It's rough. In my opinion, it's rough. Huge pass.
Agreed. 100%. Whew.
Next, we have Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan, in my opinion, I'll get your first impressions on it. Like, this is the Hulk that represents me and you in our childhood, like everything about it. But I'll be honest, dude, Hulk Hogan this scan looks garbage. And Hulk Hogan, in my opinion, with the Ultimate Edition, like, everyone overlooked that scan. If you go back and look at the Ultimate Edition, the Screaming scan looks amazing. The other two scans look cartoony. They look like Jack scans, or even worse than Jack scans. They look like Hasbro cartoony scans. They're not good scans, in my opinion. Like, go back and look at the Ultimate that just went up on Amazon, the NWO Ultimate. Like, those scans, to me, are so cartoony and so overrated. And Hulk gets past them because it's Hulk. But this scan, to me, looks freaking bad. And I'm trying to be positive here. And if I came across this, I would get it, because this represents the Hogan that I had on my suitcase. The Hogan that I had on a poster. Like, this is the Hogan that I remember as a kid. So I do want this figure, but that face is doo-doo butter, man.
I agree. Even the Winged Eagle belt looks a little off, doesn't it?
It does. It looks like it's cropped at the bottom or something, bro.
Yeah. The face scan almost reminds me of a Muppet. That was kind of what I was thinking when the first time I saw it, but it's a cool figure. I mean, it's not going to detract me from getting it if I see it out, but
yeah. As much as I just said, this is the one Hogan, like, and I came across the Hollywood one before, but dude, like, 2 of the 3 scans, oh man, that figure was so overrated. It was cool that it came with all that, but it's like, people look past the scan because it's NWO Hogan. And I don't think that's right. I think every figure should be, examined and treated. It was not figure of the year by any means last year. And that's what a lot of people voted it. So yeah, someone like Hogan, how do you not get a good scan of Hogan? Yeah. And the yelling scan's fine, but this scan and then the 2 Ultimate scans, golly, yuck.
Yeah. James from the chat says he had the LJN Hulk Hogan and the Hasbro Hulk Hogan.
Wow, dude.
I have not seen the LJN in the wild, but I have the Hasbro. Well, one of the Hasbros from Series 1, I think. So very cool.
WFE, we have not done Alexa yet. We're getting there.
Yeah.
And then not much to say here, just a repaint of the Keith Lee Elite we got, which was a fine Elite. Like I said before, it was a really good Elite. And this is a really good Elite too. Not much to say here.
Yep, I agree.
All right, so it's been announced, Treasurer. This is going to be news for you, but you're not going to be too sad here. This is going to be the last line of Masters of the WWE Universe. They're discontinuing it after this line that we're about to show.
I think that's sad for the collectors out there. I mean, it's not personally sad for me, but yeah.
I know, and that's what I figured. So right off the bat, we see Chyna, which is someone that I knew was going to be in this line. Before women were even in the line, I took a fan vote as to, what women you want to see in the line, and Chyna was up there. However, I believe Chyna is supposed to be the sorceress. I'm not a big Masters follower. I'm getting into it. Like, I got a Revelations figure and I think it's cool. I might watch a new show, but I believe this is based off of the sorceress, and Chyna is a big, strong, badass woman. And this doesn't portray that. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I'll get it, but this is like one of the first times where I'm not really motivated to get a women's wrestling figure because we've gotten so many Chinas, and I don't know. I mean, it's just, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
I'll see when it's in person, but it doesn't even look like you're in the face either.
I'll say it's underwhelming.
And we got Trap Jaw, aka Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's pretty neat, but we've already got Austin. What's going on with his thigh? Look at his left thigh. I guess that's like a hook, but it looks like
he's got something coming out. Yeah. It looks like something on his belt, like a hook hand.
Oh yeah. And then we got Rey Mysterio again, and the character starts with a K, I think, that he's based off of. I'm trying to learn about Masters because I think it's cool, but it looks cool. It looks cool. I mean, are these going to sell? They're not, to be honest, but they might be short packed because it's the last series. Yep. And now we're on to the brand new series that's taking over called WWE Superstars, and it's modeled after the AWA Remcos of the 80s. Absolutely. Now, it's important to note that the Treasure and I didn't grow up with the Remcos. However, he did have some because his brother was older than us, and these were like early 80s toys, the AWA Remcos, and I remember him having them. So this is kind of a revamp. Yeah. And the big trait, like all these bodies are pretty much the same. That's how the Remcos were. But where they make up with uniqueness is cloth goods and accessories. It's important to note that the very first women's wrestling figure was in the AWA Remco line, and it was Precious. And she had like actual hair. And I think that would be really cool to put like a Becky with actual hair, or put like, you know, a wrestler with actual real hair. It looked like a Barbie doll, but it would be so throwback to this time period and era. Because even like that China came with like a brush. If you look at it, like the accessory that the old sorceress or She-Ra or whoever it was came with it, and she has plastic hair. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I kind of like them. I mean, I like my AWA Remco. I had two of them. I had the Larry Zbyszko Ric Flair 2-pack. I think it was how they were sold back in the day. Ric Flair didn't make it during the move over to my house. Larry Zbyszko is the Lone Warrior still sitting over there on my shelf. But wow. I actually do like that. That was one of my favorite toys. I played with it all the time as a kid. So these intrigue me. These do definitely intrigue me.
And just like the Masters, I'm going to get that Hogan, honestly. I'm definitely, that's the one that, like, even though, you know, obviously I want the women to be released in the line, and these don't appeal to me so much, I think they're cool, and I like to check out new products, and that Hogan is by far the one that I'm going to want to get. So,
yep, agreed.
And then next, I believe, is an image of just what the packaging is going to look like. Now, that's not including the soft goods, but it looks like a throwback. Ah!
That's a teaser.
It looks like throwback packaging, so that's cool.
Yep.
But yeah, so we'll see how they look. Now, next we have whose child is this?
Oh man.
Someone come collect your child. We have Dominic Mysterio Build-A-Figure. Now, I'm gonna get the Treasure's opinions, but first I'm gonna say this is the worst move Mattel's ever made with a Build-A-Figure, because hear me out. For people that don't collect figures or toys, you know, out there that come over, let's say you have a collection like mine displayed, right? If I had that WrestleMania China with a little dummy in the box, people are going to be like, well, why did she come with that? That was bad. Can you imagine whatever figure in this line is going to have Dominic Mysterio's freaking head in the box? How do you explain that? You're going to have a min-on-card figure with a child's head in the box. This thing's, I don't know, this might be like the 2021 or 22 version of that Al Snow and Bob Holly head controversy, because a Build-A-Figure of a kid, we have different kid parts in the boxes. No, this is a horrible idea. Horrible. It's dumb. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't get why this is the Build-A-Figure, but you know, whatever. Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but either way, collecting pieces of a child, like, oh boy, this is going to be a controversy stir for those that aren't collectors, that aren't familiar with Build-A-Figures. Because imagine getting pieces in different boxes. Yikes. So I don't know. It's the first we've ever gotten a kid figure. Here we go. Let's lighten the mood. What do you think about old Jimmy Hart, baby?
Love it. Love Jimmy Hart, baby. Think he's great. I love the hot pink sport coat that he's wearing with the all black and the piano tie. He even comes with his trademark megaphone and sunglasses, man. I love it.
And
so
I actually
this is going to be a Build-A-Figure, right? Build-A-Figure, right?
And I did research. like I usually do with the attires. I did research, and this is from Royal Rumble 1988. So my guess is this is going to be the Royal Rumble Build-A-Figure.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
So
Stinks.
yeah,
I doubt I'll get all the other Royal Rumble figures to build him, but it would be nice.
You're just going to get 30 Dakota Kais from me.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Sure.
Yep. Every Dakota Kai you find. And then we have Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and this is going to be a WrestleMania Elite Build-A-Figure if I had to guess.
Sure.
So like that AJ Styles we saw earlier, or like I mentioned that China with the dummy that had the Paul Ellering. That was the Build-A-Figure in that line. I think Vince is going to be the Build-A-Figure in this line. And people have been clamoring for a Vince. So, I mean, I'm not, me and you, I know me and you are probably on the same page. We don't really care about this, but a lot of people do. So I'm happy for a lot of collectors.
Yep. Maybe. There we go.
Next, we have Legend Series 13, and we have Triple H in the DX Army. Now, he's not wearing his soft goods because they don't include that with these prototype images a lot of times. So it's going to just go with that. You know, what do you think about this Triple H in the DX? Or that's his underneath attire, but he's going to have his DX Army on top.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a Triple H from the time period where I really didn't watch because I was never a huge fan of DX. I was an NWO for lifer, you know what I mean? So, but it's still a very, very cool figure. And, you know, I'll definitely get it because I've been getting all the Legend series anyways, but this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And next is Cowboy Bob Orton. Now, I believe this is signifying his boxing match he had with, was it Piper? I don't know, but this is before our time, to be honest with you.
Sure.
No, thank you.
I know Cowboy Bob Orton was a BAMF in his own right. You know what I mean? So it's a pretty cool. I mean, it's a neat figure, and if it's in the Legends line, I'll end up with it. I do like the inclusion of the boxing gloves. I think that's kind of cool. I would probably display him with those gloves on.
Yeah. Next, we have the Hurricane. Now, you know, stop it. The Hurricane is my all-time like favorite men's wrestler. That we were actually, the Treasure and I were at a Monday Night Raw when he pinned The Rock, and I was wearing a Hurricane shirt, and I lost my cookies, man. And this does signify that the last Elite that came out of the Hurricane did signify that night and everything, and that's the one that I like. This, I believe, is a repack. There was a basic Hurricane, it might have been in the Legends line even early in the series when Basics had Elite Articulation, and I think it's this exact figure. So it's cool to get a re-release. And will I pick this up? Yeah, absolutely. I kind of have a little mini Hurricane collection that I'd like to build on in the future, but I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I like it. I always like the Hurricane. Now
we got Legends 13 Jake the Snake. I believe this is the regular version. Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, it looks like they might have done something different with his face scan, but the body type is still the same. I mean, it's the same molds. They're using the same boots from the Chase version of the original or the other Legends one. But this is, I mean, it's cool. It's just, again, it's that same old story of why are you doing the same figures you've already done? Like, why is, like, Jake the Snake's cool, but let's get some different guys in there.
And we just had him in Legends, 8?
Yeah. And then here's what we might be the Chase. It's, again, very cool.
That's my guess. Yeah.
And
I mean, we got Jake regular and Chase and Legends. I want to say it was 8, dude. I don't remember, but it wasn't that long ago. So like, come on, why? We don't need more. But
yeah, this whole
it looks good for what it
Legends is. 13 is, in my opinion, kind of a bust with both the Jake the Snakes, the Triple H. Again, I could take or leave the Cowboy Bob Orton, and who was the other one?
Hurricane.
Hurricane. All right. Maybe Hurricane's my favorite out of that group,
but you're right, because usually there's 2 or 3 bangers and then a peg warmer.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying any of these are going to be a peg warmer but they're just not really up our alley or your alley, really.
Yep. I agree.
All right, so now we have the Ultimate Edition. Now, we're just going to cover this briefly. These Ultimates went up on Amazon. They're already sold out as you're listening to this. But I'm just going to make a couple comments. The first comment is the Jeff Hardy body is way too big. It's been pointed out. Mattel's even admitted that the body's huge for Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's not that big. If it's an Ultimate figure, it shouldn't be more out of scale than his elites, in my opinion. So obviously it's a hard pass for me. But it's cool for all those Jeff Hardy fans that wanted the extra elite articulation. It's just too bad that I believe that's the Ric Flair body. Like, what are they doing? If I don't know, it's Jeff Hardy. He has a million figures, and the Ultimate is the one that's like the most inaccurate. There's no excuse for that. Yeah. And the Hogan, in my opinion, like that screaming scan with the black eye looks great. The other two, you can't really tell in this image, but if you look up images online, the other two scans, in my opinion, suck. I mean, people seem to like them, and I'm not saying my opinion's right, just my opinion, but for someone like Hogan, I think he has the most overrated figures out there besides Kane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, they're both nice. I wonder if that's the spinner belt that Jeff Hardy comes with, right?
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
You think the WWE logo will spin on it?
No. That'd be awesome, dude. That would be awesome.
Yeah. That's the only thing I was going to comment on were the belts. Well, I was going to ask that question, and then I think the detail on the winged eagle belt is awesome. I think that's a pretty cool thing. I'm just not an ultimate collector. I can't see spending that kind of money on it. I'm never going to take them out of the boxes because you know how I feel about extra hands and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, but to me, it's just, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be negative, but if you get an Ultimate Jeff Hardy, this is your chance to make, out of all the millions of Jeff Hardy figures, make an Ultimate, which is the top level. And it's like, literally out of all his figures ever, it's like the most inaccurate like that should be the opposite. So, I don't know.
Agreed.
And then moving on, we have Ultimate Edition 11. Kane, I believe this was his debut in a house show, is when he wore this little cape thing. The one thing I'm going to say about Kane real quick is he's another one that's up there with like the Hogans that I don't understand why people are always okay with the Kane figures, because the body is never correct. And I get the bodies are going to be more muscular in elites and stuff, but Kane never had a thin waist, and every one of his figures has a thin waist. I think his R3 figure is the most accurate, and that was way back in the day, made by Jax. But I mean, this does look a lot better, a lot, thicker and a lot more accurate to Kane's body. But I'm just not a big fan of Kane's figures in general, because the outfits look great, but the body never represents Kane right.
Yep.
It never looks like Kane in the body, and it gets overlooked just because of the deco and accessories, Yeah.
I was going to say, I do really like the inclusion of that cape. He looks pretty cool in that, but I'm with you there on the waist issues.
And he's got the little voice box, and with the elite articulation, with the ultimate articulation, he can hold it up to his neck. So there's that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It looks cool though. Don't get me wrong. And then next up,
it's from his what is it, Legion of Doom time or whatever they called it?
Oh, the Ministry of Darkness.
Thank you, Ministry of Darkness. Yep.
If he had spiked shoulder pads, it would be his Legion of Doom time. But yeah, I mean, this looks cool. Obviously, there's tons. The Treasure and I are kind of on the same page when we say, do we need more Undertakers? But I get that he has a big fan base, and people love the Undertaker, love his figures. So I'm happy for all the fans out there that are getting this. I think a lot of people have been waiting for an Ultimate Edition Undertaker, and I'm so happy for all of those that are getting an Ultimate Edition Undertaker finally. So.
Yep.
Congrats to all of y'all out there. And then next up, I believe, is going to be an Ultimate that I might actually seek out.
Maybe. My computer's loading. I'm getting the loading wheel of death. I'm not lagging or anything, but it's just loading.
Okay, we'll be okay. So so Ultimate Edition 12 Batista. What do you think, dude?
I like it. I mean, it comes with a lot of cool accessories with the contracts and whatnot. The big gold belt. Obviously, everybody knows I'm a huge fan of that. I do like Batista, and that's a very young Batista. If I collected Ultimate figures, this probably would be it. I'm
with you, dude. And I said, I don't think I have the Ultimate Macho Man, but I don't have any other men's Ultimate figures. But I would get this one because. I was a huge fan of Batista early on in his career, and this is around that time. And what's cool is this simulates that night on Raw with the contract signing when he gave a thumbs up and then a thumbs down, and we get that. So that's neat.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's cool. And the next image is what we're going to talk about the most, about Ultimate Edition 12, which is rumored. Once the image comes up, it is rumored to be none other than Alexa Bliss. Now, This is just a 3D unpainted rendering. Doesn't show the soft goods. Yeah, this body is just the same body that we got on her Elite here. Same exact body. Hopefully that's not it, because if they're doing like obviously it looks like Alexa's Playground, the dark Alexa Bliss. I'm really hoping that head scan with the hair thing, bro. I hope it has the black all over the face.
Yeah.
I would lose my cookies.
I bet you they include the whole apron thing with this one as well.
Yeah, and maybe that's why they just use the same body, because who cares what's underneath? But I'm nervous because I'm like, dude, she does not wear that. So yeah, it's probably gonna be a soft goods t-shirt, soft goods overalls. But dude, if that face on the right with the little bun things, if it has like that black paint that she had or whatever was dripping down her face, that's what I want. I want that so bad in figure form. That moment was BA. I can't wait to see what this is going to look like. And because we just see an extra head and two hands, we know we're getting some cloth goods here.
I was going to say, I kind of want a little cloth good Abigail as well. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, that would be cool. And then we have an Ultimate Edition fan takeover, Ultimate Warrior. Obviously, dude, we've gotten this in Mattel form, this figure in particular, like multiple times. This is Ultimate this time. But I mean, I'm just sick of seeing Warrior figures, to be honest. But I know there's a lot of Warrior fans out there. This is big for them. Once again, I'm happy for them, but no thanks. And this is going to be an Amazon exclusive, so a lot of people that really want it aren't going to be able to get it. So,
Yep, I'm with you. Oh yeah.
Next, we have the retros. We saw Piper and Jean, but I'm going to let the treasurer take over on this one here.
Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of the Hasbros, so this is right up my alley. The Piper looks like he's coming with a soft goods kilt. I got to be honest, I'm not quite sure who the guy is with the hat above Piper.
Cowboy Bob Orton. It looks like the Quaker Oats guy, but it's Cowboy Bob Orton.
I know who he is.
Because his cowboy hat looks like a Quaker hat. It doesn't look cowboyish. It doesn't look like him. It doesn't look like a very good figure in my opinion, but I'm out.
Yeah. And then obviously Mean Gene Okerlund, which is awesome. And then Mr. T, whatever. He's significant to the history of wrestling. I get it, but he's just not my cup of tea on that one. So, but yeah, that's great. And I think you were telling me, it might be the next slide that shows it. Yeah. They come as a 4-pack. Is that what you were saying?
I believe, and the Roddy skirt is going to be plastic. I know that.
Oh, okay.
But I think he might have soft goods shirt. I'm not sure. But either way, I believe the only way to get these is going to be this 4-pack. And I think it's going to be on that Mattel Creations. However, this is a situation where I could see spending the money for this, because if you don't want them all, you could sell the others. You know what I mean? People really want these. So,
completely honest, the only one I really want out of that box is Mean Gene. I mean, that would be the only one
I could see that. I could see that because you already have a Piper from the past. Mr. T, I mean, he's obscure because being a fan of wrestling, I mean, and then Bob Orton, we don't have many memories with. So I could see it kind of being a letdown for you looking for some retro guys, but hopefully this thing sells well and they have more in the future, dude. But yeah, the Mean Gene, I mean, that's worth it alone.
Absolutely.
Next, we have the Hollywood Elites, which are going to be Walmart exclusives, so I won't find them in the stores, but we'll briefly go over these because I'm sure y'all have seen the pictures by now, so we'll just go through them real quick. Series 1, we have The Rock from Hobbs and Shaw in a scene where he's wearing that attire there. We have John Cena from Fast and the Furious, one of them. I don't know. And then we have Roddy Piper from They Live, which is the one I really wanted because I recently watched that movie and I loved it. However, I got a big bone to pick about this figure. They used the scan that looks like is going to be on her Legends, and I haven't seen it in person, but just from images, it looks horrible. It looks like an old man. It looks like Ric Flair in the face, in my opinion. And this is a younger looking Roddy. If you go watch They Live, it's a younger looking Roddy. So this looks like Ric Flair cosplaying at a Halloween party of They Live. So, I mean, obviously these went up to pre-order on Walmart.com. I believe the first two you can still find, but the Roddy Piper from They Live is sold out already. So you can still find them in stores though. They're going to be in stores eventually. Maybe it's Walmart. You never know, but they're supposed to be. So I might still get that John Nada, I believe is his name, from the movie. But yeah, that face scan to me is terrible.
I really like that Rock. That's probably the only one on this page that I like.
Wow. Okay.
Roddy's cool, but I do like the Rock.
Well, what's kind of cool, we're going into series 2, and on the far right we get Roman Reigns from that scene that they had in Hobbs and Shaw. Mm-hmm. We have the Scorpion King on the left, and I'll let you take over in the middle. Who's that big hairy human being?
Does anybody in the chat know who this human being is in the middle? I didn't, full disclosure, until Mary Aaron told me.
I wouldn't have. If I didn't watch the panel, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, does anybody know who this is? Letting the crowd answer. What movie is it from?
The $6 Million Man. It's either the TV show or a movie or something, but it's...
Yeah, there we go. Nick want yo cereal, said Andre the Giant. Andre, good job. Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, I was going to guess Andre just because of how big he is, but yeah, Andre the Giant. That's a cool figure.
It's cool, but here's my comment, and this is so like finicky and so like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be negative, but we can't get a cloth goods jacket for Mella, but we can get a giant hairy bodysuit for a Hollywood Andre. That's all I'm gonna say.
Look, come on. I just want to know where my Kevin Nash taking estrogen from the longest yard is.
I never saw that movie.
Yeah, he starts taking like estrogen by mistake, and he starts just being ridiculous the whole time.
That's funny.
Yeah,
this is a cool line. I'm excited to see these in stores. I mean, none that really speak out to me other than John Nada, and that one, even the face gets me. But we'll see in person.
You know, speaking of Kevin Nash, a cool figure that would have been for this would have been the Punisher movie.
Yeah,
remember he was the Russian with the blonde hair.
Listen, best scene of maybe any superhero movie ever, any Marvel movie, is when the Punisher's in the bathroom, throws a grenade out, and with a baseball bat, Kevin Nash hits it like a baseball back into the bathroom, and it blows up. Mm-hmm. It pops me every time. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But anyway. Bigfoot is a character he was playing, yeah. Now, here's what I'm really excited about. Raquel Gonzalez is getting an Elite. I'm freaking pumped. I am so pumped. However, I have a feeling this is going to be like a Candice LeRae situation where we're not going to see this Elite in fruition until about a year, like right before, because we're just going to get Elite 87 soon. And last year at Comic-Con, they released images kind of like this of the Elite 87 Candice LeRae. So it's going to be a long wait until we get Raquel's Elite, but I am so excited for this. I just worry because when they showed this with the other renders, it was a lot shorter. And I mean, obviously it's not a big deal because they're just image renders, but she's a big, strong, powerful woman. And if this is the right height, this is going to be an amazing Elite, and I can't wait for it. And I love Raquel Gonzalez, so I cannot wait.
I concur with your statements there.
And hopefully she comes with a real NXT women's title because we really haven't got that much. Shayna came with one, but it's just the men's title repainted. I don't know. So I'm excited for that. And then we have the Marshmallow Man Burnt Fiend. What you think?
I mean, it's cool. I honestly, I don't even remember who the Fiend is anymore. He hasn't been on TV for so long. So
yeah, he's
kind of weird that they're cashing in on this. He's not even really. He's not out there anymore, right? So
yeah, and the biggest thing, obviously, the Fiend figures sell, and they've really been pumping them out. And this is a look that I didn't expect to get, but I'm glad we are getting because, like I said, he's going through some issues. Like he was really big friends with John Huber, Brody Lee, and I think he's having some issues there. So hopefully he pushes through it, and we see him back on TV soon. But this is a unique Fiend figure, and I think it's cool. It was a short-lived gimmick. But that's really neat, in my opinion. I think this is a really neat idea. So it should be cool to see painted.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to see what accessories it comes with, if anything.
WFE made a comment and said, we have the first women's NXT tag team champions. I didn't even think about that. That would be really excellent if Raquel actually came with the NXT women's tag championship. Actually, that would have been cool. Mm-hmm. Now, this is Karrion Kross in his gladiator gear. To me, it looks more like a Val Venus towel than gladiator gear. I feel like it needs to be like soft goods to look like gladiator gear, right? I don't know. Yeah. We'll see how it looks painted, and it should be like more splayed out, not straight up and down. Like it looks kind of, the boots look good, but that looks kind of off to me there. So hopefully they make it look more like his gladiator gear and maybe have it like slit kind of, but it looks like a giant leaf diaper or something.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
That's down the road though.
Yeah. I'd have to see it painted really to make a better...
Me too, and I love Karrion Kross, but Yeah, I'd have to see it painted. And then here's Chainsaw Charlie. He'll probably come with the soft goods, not being funny, but soft goods pantyhose to go over his head.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
I mean, it's Terry Funk's short-term gimmick in the WWF. If you don't remember him, you're not the only one.
Okay, gotcha. No, that makes more sense. Now that I know that it's Terry Funk, it's something that I'm kind of interested in. So,
but this is an obscure character I could see being cool. Whereas the Goon, to me, oh man.
Yeah,
I know some people are excited for it, but
I think that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm just going to ask you because I know you have a really early morning tomorrow, but I'm just going to ask you which ones really popped out to you. What are you most excited for?
Well, so first of all, I clicked stop sharing and computer froze, so hopefully you can still hear me. Can you?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, good. Yeah, so the ones that kind of stood out to me, I'm trying to go back through definitely that Drew McIntyre with the sword. I mean, that is 100%. The Sergeant Slaughter, the Boss Man, those are the big ones that I think stick out to me. Honestly, it was so long ago we did the rest of them. I don't really remember all of them.
Sure.
But those were the ones that are just sticking out off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think for me, like, obviously I remember most of the women's ones, but that Bailey I'm excited for, but that Dakota, as much as people know, I love Dakota. I love Dakota Kai. I love when an NXT woman gets an elite. That doesn't happen much. That's why I'm supporting this Candice LeRae elite coming up. And I'm super excited for that Dakota Kai. I'm nervous I won't find it, but either way, I think the Nia Jax I'm most excited to see in person because, like I said, despite however I feel about her as a wrestler, you know what I mean? Like she's probably a great person and she's got a cool character. She really does. But her figures look like quite possibly the best women's wrestling figures of all time. And I mean that. So I hope it turns out like the images, and I can't wait to give it a review because it might get the first over 10 score, to be honest. It looks amazing. Raquel Gonzalez, I'm most interested to see, but it's so far down the road, in my opinion, that I'm putting it out of my mind because I want it so bad that I'm not going to think about it because it'll be a while before we see images. So yeah, obviously Dakota Kai, Bailey, and Nia Jax were really the take-homes for me, but there were a lot of really cool reveals.
Yeah. Speaking of women figure, though, the one that really kind of I'm looking forward to is that Bianca Belair from that Royal Rumble.
Yeah, how could I forget it? See what I mean? Like, yeah, you're right. There was a big pause, so we forgot about some, but that Bianca looks great too.
Yeah.
Let's see, real quick. Cherry said that if Cherry comes across Dakota, listen, Cherry, if you anyone here that comes across Dakota, if you send it to me, I will send you something in return 110%. So everyone here, let's make a search for the Royal Rumble Dakotas because I want at least 3. I need to review one and I really want a couple others. But yeah, sorry everyone for the technical difficulties. I'll put in the description whenever that downtime was. But yeah, I don't know if you wanted to do a little bit of Q&A. I know it's late for you, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer not to because I have to get up in 5.5 hours for work tomorrow. So
that's a good point. Okay. Well,
yeah, I mean, you can hang out and do it if you want.
Okay. And then when I leave, it'll just shut the stream. Is that how it works?
That's a good question. I would assume.
Well, we'll find out. For now, we'll say farewell to the treasurer. And if it lets me stay in here, I'll stay in here for a little bit and do some Q&A. If not, then thanks everyone for coming, and go back and watch it over. I'll put in the comments in the description whenever that downtime was, and we're sorry about that, but Treasure, thanks for stopping by, and we'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, thanks everybody. I'll talk to everybody later.
Thanks, Treasure. And like I said, if it keeps me in here, I'll do some Q&A, so it should be me. So I can still see the chat a little bit. I'll do just a little bit of here. But yeah, World of IRW. Aaron, are you still waiting on the Big Bad Toy Store Taya Valkyrie figure? I'm still waiting for that Legends of Lucha Libre Taya figure. I pre-ordered 2 last October. It's been almost a year. I know there's a process, but to be honest with you, it makes me very wary about pre-ordering from, like, I also pre-ordered, I pre-ordered another figure too from Cella Toys. Yeah, having to wait that long almost makes it not worth it, in my opinion. We'll see how it is when it turns up, but I pre-ordered it almost a year ago, and they haven't released any updates. In my, like, I followed it pretty closely, and I haven't seen any updates released, so that's a big disappointment. You know what I mean? If I was a toy company making figures, I would post updates regularly, even if it's not going to be good news. So yeah, it's been like almost a year. So yeah, and that's the Legends of Lucha Libre tie figure. But hey, positivity, to be positive, it looks great. It looks like a great figure. I mean, it really does. And it's supposed to be like, you know, kind of equivalent to a basic type figure compared to some of their like elite style, but it looks awesome. I mean, it looks like a great tie figure. Okay, Cherry says they said something about them having many things for her that they will now share with WWE. Yeah, I don't know what that means, honestly. Like the tooling and stuff, I don't know. But all I know is a lot of people pre-ordered that figure, paid money for it. Give us updates on it. You know what I mean? It's bad business, in my opinion. I don't know how there's sites like Zombie Sailor Toys has been doing a great job about keeping people updated. I know the prices on the toys, a lot of people aren't a fan of those, but the Heels and Faces line, like, I take my hat off to him for putting in the work, signing these people, and God, given all these updates. I mean, like, honestly, he's done things amazing. Big shout out. And even though, you know, I'm a women's figure collector primarily, and I understand the price is a little high, like considering what he's doing and the talent he's getting, it's awesome. So I really hope y'all that do collect men's figures and we're fans of the Hasbros do support that line, because that's how you do business. That's how you update people and keep them updated and posted on things and give them dates and timetables, because the tie figure has really not been a whole lot of updating, and that's disappointing. Priscilla Kelly, that would be a cool figure. WFE says that they liked all the figures other than the Ember Moon. Yeah, that's one that I predicted was going to be bad. And I mean, it's the 3D rendering, but in my opinion, the final result is just going to be as disappointing, if not worse. Because that's not someone that you can put in basic form, in my opinion, and make it look good. And I felt that about Nikki Cross too, because Nikki Cross is very unique attire with a lot of layers, and with them really putting no molding into the women's basic, you kind of need to choose women that only wear like form-fitting tight attire that you can just paint on. You know what I mean? You can make it work. But someone like Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart is another example of someone that has very intricate, detailed attire that they cannot do justice in basic form. And I was really hoping that's the one. If you had to ask me who am I most disappointed about that I didn't see images of, it would be a Shotzi figure. I mean, we have all wanted a Shotzi figure for some time. It would have been really cool to have a ringside exclusive Shotzi, maybe with the tank, you know, something like that. But I want to see an ultimate Shotzi or an elite Shotzi. A basic Shotzi, I would obviously buy and be a supporter of it. But with Shotzi's attire and intricate look, she needs an elite or an ultimate to do her justice. But I really want a Shotzi. I'm a huge Shotzi fan. Come on. Okay. Domino's asks, what basic series is your store right now? So here's a tip of advice. I'm sure y'all have already known this by now, but my basics are at 118 in my Targets and Walmarts. However, I went to Kohl's. That's right, Kohl's. And they had all of Elite 82. I'm talking the entire series, multiple. And they had Basic 119. I have not seen Basic 119 in the stores out here at Walmart and Target, but I've seen Basic 119, including the Lacey Evans Chase and regular version, at my Kohl's. So if you guys have a Kohl's department store, go to Kohl's as soon as you can. Check out the toys. The basics are $9.99. Elites are $20 or $19.99. So the prices are fine. But dude, I was blown away, because they had all of Elite 82, like multiples of each, like I said, and they had all of 119 basic. So 100% go to Kohl's clothing stores, go to the toy sections, look around, you know, go up and down, because it took the last aisle in the toy section for me to find the WWE ones, but I was like, they have tons. So right off the bat, go to your Kohl's department store if you're looking for a basic 119 or Elite 82. You know, we had Alexa Bliss in that set. But yeah. Okay, Iconic Sister wants a Aaliyah figure. That's another one. I think Aaliyah would be a tremendous basic. That's an example of someone that, you know, she wears tight, form-fitting attire. She might not be the biggest name, but having her in the basic line would be a great way to get her out there. You know, I would love to see an Aaliyah basic. And I agree with you on that. Hopefully we get one at some point. Yeah, Domino's, you're right with me then. Yeah, I'm right around 118. But like I said, Kohl's, who would have known? Because, you know, I already had a couple of the Lacey's, but I wanted to keep a couple MOC. I have a collection on my desk. Let me show y'all. I have a little collection on my desk of kind of just my favorite figures laying around here. And mind you, those are like my... Oh, there goes Chase Chelsea. Those are my, like, third or fourth of each figure, you know, because if I really like a figure, I have them MOC beside me. I have one on display. Usually my daughter wants one. So I have one for her, one for the review that I display, one I keep MOC, and one I have on my desk. So if I really like an Elite, for example, this one, okay, SummerSlam Carmella, love this thing. I have multiple. So, what questions do y'all got? What else do you have? I'll sit here and talk to y'all for a little while. Now, full disclosure, the treasurer had to get up super early, so he stayed with us for almost 2 hours, so hats off to him. Unfortunately, we had that technical difficulty, but it happens. Okay, do I prefer the Elite NXT Ember Moon or the basic Ember Moon that we saw images of? If the figure looks like those images, I would choose the Elite. And NXT Ember Moon is the Ember that I, you know, became a huge fan of, but it was more of the era toward her NXT championship run when she had like purple in her hair. It wasn't the look that the NXT Elite had, unfortunately. But I definitely prefer that one. Nice. Yeah, Scarlet is another one that I expected to see an Elite of, and we didn't. So that's kind of weird. You know, we saw another cross coming out, but Scarlet's one of those that I think they dodged a bullet because Scarlet needs to be in Elite form. She has a very intricate look. Now, they got away with an awesome basic in that black bodysuit. Like, that makes sense. The Chase version, I think, is not good. You know what I mean? Because it can't be. You can't, I don't know. You can't paint like a little tiny top on a t-shirt molded top that has no shapes or contours. It's just smooth. It looks bad. Like that Ember. You got the Tony Basic on Amazon, but it had 2 next to it. I don't know what you mean. Maybe multiple sellers. Alex, the treasurer does not have his own YouTube channel. No. Maybe one day we can get him. Oh, Domino's. Cool. Very cool. Any other questions before I log off here for the night, y'all? And like I said, I apologize for the technical difficulties. Nice. You know what I had? This sucks. I've had very, very few issues, but I have had issues before with the USPS. So I have a Sasha Banks shelf, my Sasha shelf, and I've been adding to it. I got a lot of cool stuff on there, y'all. I'll be showing a picture on Instagram soon. But I got one of those little metal, it's like this big. I have a page one, a metal figure of Sasha, and it said it was delivered today, and it wasn't. It's not anywhere. It wasn't delivered. I got notification it was delivered. It was not in my mailbox, not at my place. So I don't know what happened there, but yeah. The Chelsea green figure is cool. Mine fell. I have a Chase version. By the way, everyone here that is not a part of the Facebook group, The Toy Box, please check it out. Make sure to join. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for the Chase Chelsea Green MOC very soon. The Chelsea Green basic, the Chase is amazing. I'm just not the biggest fan of her as a wrestler, so I don't need multiple, you know what I mean? Because it's an awesome figure as it is. So I figured, why not do a giveaway for the Chase? So make sure to check out the Toy Box. Who of the release? Okay, this will be the last question I answer, sorry. And then I'm going to head off to make sure I can get this video figured out here. Actually, is the Carmella Elite good? It's great. I think it's great. It's not perfect, but it's great. I love it. Get it. It should come with a jacket and sunglasses, but I have a way around that. Okay, who of the released superstars would you want back? Okay, that to me would be the Iconics together. I would have said Zelina Vega. No joke. I would have said Zelina Vega if she wasn't back already, because I'm a big fan of Zelina. I think she is one of the best on the mic. And in the ring, I'm a big fan of her athletic ability. And I felt like she just started to get her chance to wrestle. And then she was released. So it's good to see her in the Money in the Bank match. It's good to see her wrestling. I'm a huge Zelina Vega fan. Big time, it would have been her. But because she's back and I'm happy about that, the Iconics, I love those girls. You know, as a team, I love them. I did. So, and yeah, that is a huge disappointment. There are a couple glaring issues that we haven't seen. For one, it's an updated Tamina and an updated Dana Brooke. Now, it is important to say that Dana Brooke has had a couple basics that were knocks out of the park. They were home runs. They were great basics, but she deserves an elite. And Tamina has had two pretty bad basics, in my opinion. No pun intended with the team bad, but she deserves an elite. So yeah, those are two glaring issues, but yeah, I think I'm going to head off and try to get this stream edited and figured out, but thanks for stopping by, y'all. Much love for Lumberjillville, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I'm so sorry, but hopefully you can look past it, and I hope y'all had a good time. But thanks for stopping by Lumberjillville. Women's wrestling lives here.